Virgo, welcome to your Astroflower family meeting. This is the first card out of the pack. It is the message from the universe on your relationship side. This is the karmic path going forward for you on your relationship side. Let's just see what's going on the money side, which is on the left-hand side. You have on your karmic path the Eight of Cups. Okay, and how are the messages from the universe coming towards you? You have the Hermit. So there's a lot of thinking going on. If you want to know more about the Astroflower, just go down into the links in the description below, and even in the description below you'll find a lot about the petals, about the elements, and a lot more about the Astroflower. We do have your Astroflower book as well, which you can get in the links in the description below. Just basically, this is your relationship side, your emotions and your spirit. This is your money, business, finances, jobs, and projects. And this is the energy that's flowing through you. So let's have a quick look at this here. Funny enough, these cards seem to be, I'll get my hands all around it in a minute. These cards here seem to be very similar. You know, it seems to be a similar theme coming through. And it could well be that air that's coming through at the moment, which you've got a lot of within your sign, certainly at your base of your flower. But yeah, there seems to be some sort of movement. If you've been listening to your guides, if you've allowed your guides or your co-pilots in life, it's like you're driving the vehicle and there's someone sitting next to you kind of going, okay, bend coming up, try and take it at 40 or whatever. If you listen or allow those guys to help you, it should make life a little bit more sort of fluid and give you that fluid transition between one thing and the other, and one thing and the next. This is just for the week going from the 30th of May right through to the 6th of June. Okay, so you've moved into your autumn period as well. So you may feel that things are starting to slow down. That's the last 3 months before your birthday. 2 months before your birthday is all about the physical things in life. We'll get to that later on in the next month. And then after that, you've got the spiritual sort of side. So let's just have a look here. We're going to go straight into the relationship side. Let's just see how the message is coming here. And it seems to be the same thing coming through for you guys. So you really are hell-bent on helping people, aren't you? You know, you can't help yourself, Virgo. It is... it's enjoying that fair exchange. That fair exchange, enjoying that sort of, you know, I've come over, I've helped you, I don't know, cut the grass. And then later on in the week, you came over to my house and you helped me do, dig over that tomato patch or whatever. And it's that enjoyable social interaction which we get in helping one another, but it has to be a two-way street, okay? And the universe here is sort of saying, don't be disappointed with the outside world. Not everybody has the same views in life, and maybe they don't live up to the same expectations of fair exchange that you do, Virgo. And just make sure you're okay in this whole sort of situation. And enjoying that fair exchange. You should have over the past sort of like last month, by the looks of things, and looking at your readings over the last month, you should be able to, you know, be able to say no a lot easier this week. So let's just see how your guides are trying to influence your karmic path. Hang on a second, I just need to make sure it is recording, sorry. Okay, that's good. Let's just see how the guides are trying to influence. These are your guides that are trying to influence your karmic path. Don't be scared to call people out. You know, don't be scared to call people out. Last week you had the Ace of Cups here and you had the Seven of Cups here. So it was all about sort of like, there could have been a few choices in that. But you did have the King of Pentacles in this position here. So you could have sat perfectly within your power. And this transition is coming up for you these last 3 months before your birthday. But it is here sort of saying, don't be scared to call people out. If someone was trying to sort of someone in my family or my friends or my community, if they were trying to sort of front something, so they weren't being totally truthful for me, and I turn around to them and sort of say, come on, you know, we're friends, don't hold back on me, tell me the real deal. And they may appreciate that. They kind of go, yeah, okay, so I'm putting a brave face on this, and it's not really like this, it should be like this. That's what's the sort of thing, you know, it will help. You got the Seven of Cups up there. So it is the guides have taken over the role of your universe, and the universe here is sort of saying, this backs up that whole idea. It's just saying, you know, don't be disappointed in others, because not everybody can live to our standards individually. Okay, so here is how the guides are sort of saying there. So you have that opportunity within the Seven of Cups. It's all about choices and stuff like that, and it can be a little bit of procrastination, but it's actually realizing that there's only one evident path to follow. And this seems to come up with you quite a lot, actually, Virgo. It seems to be a thing that you need to learn throughout your entire life. Certainly things that us Capricorns also, we have things that we need to learn for our entire life. And this sort of thing is sort of saying, if you're clear with yourself, it becomes evident what you should be saying to these people and how the fair exchange should be put into place. And the thing is with a fair exchange is that you don't go back and you don't hold grudges. That's the thing. You got to, you know, it's not that you're a person that hold grudges, but it's only detrimental to you. That's why. So it's best to move on. So let it water off the back of a duck sort of scenario. Okay, let's just see how the guides are trying to influence the conversation that is within you. Okay, last week you had the Judgment card there of liberating your side, and this is actually this now here is enjoying life, being present, being in that moment, being in that, you know, it's like going to a party. And when you go to the party, you're with certain friends, you have a great chat, you're drinking, a few jokes have been said and everything like that. It's been very funny. And then you know it's someone across the room and sort of saying, oh, I'm just going to go and see George or Jane or that other person. And then you go and see that other person. It's a different type of conversation. But it's living in that moment, although the situations are different. And it's enjoying every moment within that situation. Okay, so yeah, so Three of Swords. Obviously, it could be about breakup. That could obviously be affecting you. If it is, I hope it's for good reason, because that might be your path. If it's not good, then you know I hope you find solace and an even ground with the person you might be having difficulty with. But that's not going to be for everyone. But I think this is where the guides are more sort of saying, if you enjoy the moment of living in that moment and not flogging that moment to death, so not staying with those people and noticing George or Jane and sort of just staying with them because it's very easy, that's where you're going to cause heartache for you. So the guides are sort of saying here to avoid any emotional complications, make sure you live in the here and now and you move from one thing to another. And that's been true for most earth signs. In fact, all the earth signs this week. Capricorn and Taurus, I've already done them. Very similar sort of situation. And I think this is where it's almost like a protection that you can do if you can move from one thing to another seamlessly and enjoy the moment present. You won't get involved in things that are going to cause you emotional stress and strain. So if it's starting to cause you emotional stress and strain, if I was you, listen to your guides, because your guides are going to make you see George or Jane. And there's a reason because you see them, because you should be circulating. You're a very good networker, Virgo. You're brilliant at it. Use it to its full capacity and it will protect you against heartache. Okay? So let's see what's going on your business sort of side of life. I think last week we were talking about possibilities of seeing the bigger picture, and that some opportunities were not the best idea to take. I think that's what the overall message was last week on that side. You can go and check it out, but I got a funny feeling it was that. Well, I've got their karmic path now. Okay, let's just see how the universe is trying to influence that side there. Okay, so whatever you do in your job, in your business or your project, if you want to build that, you've got to move from what you've been doing to what you're going to be doing in the future in order to build it, to progress within your job. So it looks like you're leaving something, or that sort of, the world seems to be pushing you in that direction. And as it pushes you in that direction, this is where the opportunities will arise. And she's walking away from a cup that she knows very well. There's still a lot of love there, but she's actually walking towards the sun, which is even greater than that one cup. And I think this is the case here, where the universe is going to put things in your path, as it were. And I think this comes out of your understanding that this is what I've lived. And from what I've lived, I can actually use my experiences in order to gain a lot more in my life. And you have to allow those experiences to flow out in your everyday life. So it could have been an experience of a job that went really badly. So then in this job here, or this part of the business went really badly. So if I do this type of the business, this part of the business, I'm going to do it in a way that I would have learned from the past, so it won't go badly. And this is like walking away from things. And I think it's realizing what things work for you, basically. That's what it's sort of saying. And once you realize what works for you, you will walk away from the things that don't work for you. And that's what that Hermit is all about. Okay, let's just see how the guides are trying to influence that karmic path. Your guides seem to be bringing in a constant security within you. Something that you can build upon in the future, making you feel an expert or a master within your job you're doing or the business that you're doing, and a position where you can actually build upon a great foundation. So I think the guides, I think these guides here are pushing you forward here. And this is with this whole walking away thing. I think so it's a 5 of Wands, and 5 of Wands is a bit of a journey. It's a bit of a task. It's a bit of a healthy competition, that sort of thing. It can be conflict, but I don't think obviously your guides are conflictual with you. It could well be. We can have conflicts with our guides, a difference of opinion. But here it's a case of they're actually curtailing certain things in order to push you in a certain direction. And limiting, it's a very reflective of that idea of that 3 of Swords as well. It's a way of sort of protecting you, of not allowing you to get involved in things that are not worth it. To actually allow that healthy competition to drive you on to that sun going forward, that happiness and that full-on security. So allow the guys to do that. Allow those coincidences around you to actually build up within you and actually create something that is solid for you to build on for the going future. Because there's a definite transition for you here. And this could be this whole sort of 3-month thing where things are starting to slow down. It's walking away from last year, etc. Okay, so let's just see how the guides, there we go. Now we got it. They're pointing out what is ripe. So they're pointing out not only opportunities, but opportunities that you can cash in this week on. So it could be a case of sort of saying that you did a thing in a job 2 or 3 months ago, And now, as that, say, like, could have been a report or something like that was presented to the rest of the people in your job, in your business that you're working with, or your business. And now you're starting to see those fruits coming through. And this is, I think, ties slightly in with the universe, with the hermit thing, about the idea that through your experiences, you can actually grow and move forward and move on to something different. Because you did have death and rebirth on the overall riding thing that was going through you. So the 9 of Wands, yeah, it's filtering those things through and seeing what is actually working for you. These are those healthy boundaries and realizing it. Don't fool yourself. We often do that to ourselves. This is, last week you had the devil in this position here. And this could be a case of you having to set up those healthy boundaries for you. Not for the outside world, but for you. And I think this is where your guides will, feed you that information so you have those sort of words that come into your mind or in that conversation that is within you that sort of says, do you remember last time that? Probably best to leave that outside. So listen to your guides, because they're going to help you focus your competition or your desires or your business accrements on what you should be doing. It'll help you to really streamline your focus and really get things moving on in your direction. How do these sort of combine the two sides together? Okay, it seems like a double-edged sword here. Either you're not listening or you're listening too much to the outside world and not listening to yourself. That's what it seems like. So just be careful this week where you might be, as we go back to that party again, you're with a group of friends and there's George and Jane and they say something that comes to your ear. And so you're caught between two conversations. No, stop. Either go with that conversation there or stick with this group of people here. You've got to... Don't try and spread yourself too thin, I think. Intuition, use it. Be clear thinking, see forward, see much further than just, this is just a party. It may be a case of, building friends and sort of seeing what sort of friends you can do with, activities with in the going future. Okay? So it's keeping that clear vision of looking forward, that clear intuition, listening to yourself inside you, so you're not listening to too many different voices outside you. Get it a little bit more sort of crystal clear. Let's see what the energy is going through you. Wow, this is really heavy and fiery. Ooh, good. It's like a really nice hearth that's got lots of embers in there, so it's really warm. There's not too many flames. It's not spitting as a fire. It's a really warm and continual rolling over warmness that seems to be going through you. So it's building that home, that center building. So yeah, there's that passion that's coming through and living in that here and now. You're doing the work this week in order for next week to just have that warmth within you that you can actually concentrate on the here and now. And I think this week here is a case of putting things into place from last week where you should have leveled up, putting things into place. And I got a funny feeling next week it's going to be a lot more sort of kind of going, now we've got that security, let's see how we can play with this all. Okay? It'd be interesting to see how it sort of plays up with your elements according to the vibrations that are coming through from the sun, which is on Cymatic TV, which you'll find a link in the description below. If you're already part of this Astroflower family, which is very easy to do, it's just a question of subscribing and clicking that bell. If you're already part of this Astroflower family, and I know you are, Virgo, you've been very supportive of this channel, and I do thank you for the support that you give us. It's absolutely brilliant. We do feel it. It's beautiful. If you want to be part of this family, not complicated. It's very easy. description and clicking that bell and you'll be part of it. We also do a lot of stuff on Instagram as well, so you may want to get over there as well and see what we're doing over there. In the meantime, Virgo, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.